What's going on, guys? This is Miasin. I actually uploaded the Dark Magician combo video yesterday, so today is going to be the Dark Magician deck profile, and I actually do play Dark Magician Girl as I mentioned in my combo video, but in the testing video that you're going to see tomorrow, you might realize that it wasn't in every single one of my replays, and the reason for that is because I was really back and forth because it's not a good card to draw, obviously, it's just not a good card, but if you can foolish it with Magician Souls, when you send Dark Magician for Dragoon, you're actually going to get 2 draws every single time you use the effect of Soul Servant, so it is actually pretty sacky, but it doesn't make the deck more consistent. Definitely not. Dark Magician Girl is that clean definition of a win more. It's just a card that makes your good hands better and your worst hands worse. But yeah, before we start, friendly reminder to like and subscribe. Really motivates me a lot to keep making videos like these. And now let's jump right into the deck profile. So I'm not really going to take too much of your time. I feel like there's kind of no reason to do that. But I'm playing 3 Veiler, 3 Ash, 3 Ghost Bell. This stops Revolt. This stops a few cards in the meta. Ash stops a lot of cards, but doesn't stop them in a really powerful way. And then Veiler and Imperm are kind of similar. Veiler might be a bit better because it's actually a spellcaster, so it combos off with Magician's Rod in the Grave. And you can make Needle Fiber with it, special summon it off, make Celine, stuff like that, blah blah blah. Whereas Imperm is only a trap card and it loses to Duster, Lightning Storm, stuff like that. So it's actually not that ideal, but at least it doesn't lose to Call by the Grave and Tactic Talents. Anyways, we also play Call by the Grave. It's either good as a trap or it is an anti-hand trap kind of card, so it's actually really versatile. Dark Magician with double Dark Magician. This card is a huge brick. I don't get people who play 3 Dark Magician and 3 Apprentice Illusion Magician, because what's gonna end up happening is you drawing hands with like 4 hand traps with like Apprentice, so your play is like discard a hand trap, summon Apprentice, and then search Dark Magician, normal summon a hand trap, make Anaconda, get Veilered, pass, and then you die because your hand traps aren't protecting you. Whereas when you're trying to play a bit more conservative, it ends up having less of an impact on you because you don't really have to commit a lot of cards. You don't have to discard a hand trap and normal summon a hand trap. So you kind of get to stay in the game for longer. And getting that Dark Magician Surge to your hand really doesn't achieve anything anyways. I'd rather get it to my grave by foolishing it for Dragoon and then reviving it back with Eternal Souls and stuff like that. So definitely not needed at more than 2. I really don't get why people play 3. It never ever came up, the 3rd one. Absolutely ever. Only the Dark Magician Girl came up for me, like I said. 3 rod with 3 souls. If I could play 15 rods, I probably wouldn't because I would just brick on 15, but I would probably play like 9 rods. It's just because you're desperate to see the card, like actually desperate. Without rod, you're not doing anything productive unless you have Red Eyes Fusion or Anaconda access. Anyways, Magician Souls, great card. You can special summon it and then normal summon a hand trap. That's like the worst case scenario, but it's not as bad as Apprentice discard, like a generic good card. And then Magicalized Fusion with triple Red Eyes Fusion. This card gives you more options. You can go into Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. Oh, actually, that's not true. You actually cannot even summon Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. I'm sorry. It's this only summons spellcasters. So this card, I don't even know why I have it in my extra deck, but you can just play something else that you want to. I have no idea, but yeah. But it does summon Dragoon of Red Eyes and the Dark Magicians, which is really cool. And then obviously 3 Red Eyes Fusion, blah blah blah. 3 Soul Servant, 3 Dark Magical Circle, Upstart. Upstart is so cool in this deck. It's not like Upstart in other decks, because Upstart here is like, pretty much since you stack your deck with Dark Magical Circle, or if you're like a cheater, then you don't need Dark Magical Circles since you can easily just stack your deck when you lag during remote duels. I'm not advocating cheating or anything. But yeah, Upstart Goblin almost is like a better duality in a way. So I really like Upstart Goblin when you get to use the card. It's kind of like with Brandish and Pendulum. Usually, Upstart Goblin is just like it's like a draw 1, but like it doesn't really do anything. It's barely a card, but in Brandish, it's like 1 out of 3 spells so that all of your cards become broken, and in Pendulums, it gets you a spell counter, and when you get to 3, you get a +1 or a +2, which is really nice. But yeah, Upstart, basically the same thing. And then obviously 3 Imperm, like I said, 3 Eternal Soul, 3 Solemn Strike. This card also negates hand traps, so it's kind of like 3 extra copies of Call by the Grave, and it's a great trap going second. Same thing with Imperm, I guess you can say. For the extra deck, 2 Dragoon, because the second one can still be summoned after you go for Red Eyes Fusion with Magicalized Fusion, and then 1 the Dark Magicians, 1 Big Eye, which never comes up, 1 Ebon Illusion Magician, which has a 0% chance of it using its effect when I'm only playing 2 Dark Magicians, so this shouldn't actually be there. Access Code with Celine, Needle Fiber, double Anaconda, because the second one actually comes up, by the way. Sometimes the first one can get Veilered, and then you just go into another one, and then, like I said, either send Magicalized or Red Eyes Fusion. Link Spider, Imduk, Artemis could actually consider playing another one. Relinquished Anima is a spellcaster. So yeah, Effect Veiler can go into Relinquished Anima. This makes Kaiju's even better. So I guess I want to say if you want good side deck cards, maybe consider Kaiju's. So yeah, we're actually just gonna put Gadarla right there, and then Phoenix probably here, maybe Unicorn, but I'm really just making crazy calls at this point. Could be completely off, but yeah, just kind of an abomination of an extra deck, because yeah, these cards just do not come up. Claren Rushka comes up like once every 25 billion years. Yeah, I guess you can say maybe Claren Rushka comes up a bit more than Unicorn. In case you were wondering, how does Claren Rushka come up? Well, maybe sometimes you're going to be in the late game where you have like Magician's Rod in the grave, and all you have is just a bunch of hand traps with like garbage spells and traps, like an Eternal Soul that you can flip but not really do anything with. So you're just gonna normal summon the Ash, normal summon the Ghost Bell, whatever, go into battle phase, main phase 2, and then make Claren Rushka, and then during your opponent's turn, you're just gonna flip the Eternal Soul, do nothing with it, and then on resolution, you're gonna tribute the Claren Rushka since it's a spellcaster, recycle back your Magician's Rod, and then next turn you actually apply pressure on your opponent. You can search the circle, maybe sack something good, and then you finally have the Circle Dark Magic Eternal Soul combo. So it really is relevant, trust me. Anyways, for the idea section, again, not a side deck, the Kaiju's I already explained. It's really cool with Relinquished Anima, which is abusable with Effect Veiler and Magician Souls. And then we have unplayable cards, Super Poly, because I want to say like half of your extra deck, cards that you're probably never going into anyways, like Big Eye, Access Code, the Dark Magicians, the Second Dragoon, Phoenix, Claren Rushka. Yeah, I mean, no, they don't really come up, so if you want Super Poly targets, go for it. I made a video on all the best Super Poly targets that you can play in your deck, so definitely go check that video out. I don't know if I want to include it in the video description. You can easily check it out, man. Just write Yasin656 Super Poly. That's literally, that's it, that's all, man. Anyways, Eradicator Epidemic Virus is actually such a cool one. Because you can tribute Dark Magician and then call spells, and then Brandish is like, okay, I think I lose. And yeah, just this card is Happy Land City. It allows you to play through, around Harpy's Feather Duster, because you just do it on standby and then you call spells, or if your opponent is going to battle phase, then you call traps, so you dodge evenly matched. Eradicator Epidemic Virus is a cool card, especially since Magician Souls, instead of just special summoning itself, you can actually revive back Dark Magician, so even Magician Souls is like a one-card target for Eradicator Virus. I still do believe that unfortunately it kind of is a bit of a win more, so I don't know if I'm a huge fan, but yeah. And by the way, in case you were wondering, why am I not playing Red Eye's Insight with Red Eye's Wyvern? I don't know, I just felt like it might be a bit bricky and cloggy. But I could be wrong. Yeah, maybe Insight and Wyvern package is the way to go. Yeah, with 6 Red Ice Fusion. Anyways, for the Floodgates, oh my god, so many floodgates can be played. So it goes in match, anti-spell, potentially rivalry, because you're only playing like dark spellcasters for the most part anyways. I mean, yeah, look at this. Dark spellcaster, Artemis is like light, but who cares? Even Relinquished Anima is dark spellcaster. Except that it's gonna screw up Effect Veiler, but it's not the end of the world, okay, come on. And yeah, just goes in match rivalry, great cards. There can only be one, wouldn't make any sense at all. I don't think it would make sense. Yeah, I just don't really like it. Anti-spell, this card is insane. This format makes you not lose to Harpy's Feather Duster. You still lose to Twin Twister though, so it's kind of bait. When the trap is gonna, when the monster King of the Sky Prison is gonna come out, this is actually gonna be way more nutty, because when you resolve a trap, next turn you just set the Red Ice Fusion. Yeah, well, you set it during the opponent's turn, then on your own turn you're gonna flip it, and then you're just gonna win from there. So Happy Land City. And another way to not lose to Duster, Lightning Storm, Twin, Artifact Sanctum, and Artifact Scythe, fantastic cards. If you're going first and you resolve a Sanctum, you kind of just win the game. And this is level 5, so if you can normal summon like a hand trap, you can maybe make a level 8 Synchro like Chaos Ruler and then excavate nothing. Or you can make Needle Fiber in the Celine and then revive back like a Dragoon or something like that. So yeah, usually a bunch of plays that you can do, and then I don't even know why Cosmic Cyclone is there, but yeah, that's pretty much it for this Dark Magician deck profile. I hope you guys were able to enjoy, learn a thing or two. If you did, make sure you leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. Would really motivate me a lot to keep making videos like these, and I'll see you next time. Peace.